that the school
you don't believe in yourself, you'll know that somebody else will
believes
believe
in you, and they think you matter.
Hi, I'm Leonard Hart, principal of Lincoln Charter School. Well, I believe came about where we wanted to look at what do we believe as a school. I believe came about where we wanted to have a slogan, have a vision, a mission of what it is that we stand for. When you see the term believe is deeper than just the surface. It's deep-rooted, it's embedded into your soul, your fiber. It's embedded into who you are as a person, as an individual, and what you stand for. So when you say, I believe, that's something that you really take personal. So when we sat down as a committee, and one day I was sitting here in my office, and I said, you know what? Do we really believe that all children can learn? Do we really believe that we're providing the best quality education for students? Do we really believe that we're doing the best for not just our students, but our teachers, our parents, and our community? And I asked the staff one day, do you believe? I know I believe. So we came up with, I believe, you believe, we believe, Lincoln Charter School. So you build that culture of belief, build that culture of, I really believe in what I'm doing. And it builds a culture and accountability from all aspects. And so when you say I believe, it's something that's really, really deep and rooted in what we do here at Lincoln Charter School, because we are an urban city educational program. A lot of our children, we are 100% free and reduced. A lot of our students come from poverty-stricken areas, but that doesn't mean that they can't have a quality education like everyone else. So we believe, and I believe that we can achieve. Just not at the same time, not on the same day, and not in the same way. But we do believe, and that's where the term I believe came from. Today's education it's changing. Education is forever changing. Back when I started education in the educational field 20 plus years ago, it's evolved. It's evolved into more technology. It's evolved into more pedagogy, the art of teaching. It's evolved into different standards, Common Core standards, and the accountability of education has changed. What I'm thinking is that we as a society have not changed with it. Education has changed for the better, but our children have not changed for the better. So it's like a double-edged sword. I think that, education is forever evolving, but a lot has changed. I just don't think that we have the people to change with it. We need better teachers, we need better administrators, we need better funding, we need more accountability. There's a lot of things that need to change for the betterment of education. I just don't know if I'll see it. And I'm hoping that we can provide a world-class education for our students, provide a world-class education for our parents, and build a stronger community. It's just that we need the individuals to do it. Teachers don't make a lot of money. So the fact that we're not a profession where the eyes of society look at that you can sustain and build a family because teachers don't make a lot of money, you don't get the quality that you might get for like a Microsoft or Google, things of that sort, or engineering, things of that sort. Everyone's rightfully so thinking about money and how they can sustain their families. But we in education, we don't do it for the money. We do it for the love of children and the love of our profession. So a lot has changed about education, but a lot still needs to be improved if we're going to make sure that we're building 21st century learners for tomorrow's education. So a lot has changed. The next part of education is to get to the root cause of what we need to provide for our students. Now, of course, the students need to read. Students need to learn how to write. Students need to learn those basic skills, but we need to think outside the box on those social skills, those skills of how to interact, how those professional skills, those things that students are going to need when they step outside of the classroom. Those are the things that are lacking in education. And if I may go back to the previous question, that's some of the things that need to change in education, where we need to not just think about, reading, writing, math, social studies, science, and the core five, but we need to think about building a whole child, building the whole learner, making sure students have skills like inference, being to infer something, being able to just have those critical thinking skills that they use not just in the classroom, but they use in the real world, and have students be able to make the connection between what I learned in the classroom and what I learned from home, and understand that school and the world are very much connected, and be able to apply those skills from the classroom to the real world. So those type of things need to change. When you have a child, for instance, when you have a child that you give that child a piece of technology, that child's one of the best students in the world, but you give them a pencil paper, and the child struggles. Where's the disconnect? Where a child can take an iPad or Xbox or PlayStation 4 or a piece of technology and they become the best student in the world. But then you go back to a pencil and paper and just the basics of education, and the child struggles. Where's the disconnect? Do we just teach technology to students, or do we get them to understand that that piece of technology and that piece of paper are one and the same? How do you make the connection and build those bridges? So as we build education and change those students, I won't say that students need to be fixed, more so than students need to be built, groomed, and not just the students but the parents. To have parents that can help their children with their homework, to have parents that can help their children with just the basic necessities of education. And I think that we in the educational profession will struggle a little bit more. And I just hope and I believe that we can overcome, because our students deserve it, our parents deserve it, our community deserve it, and our country deserve it. So we understand that there's going to be the students that are going to take over the country after we're long gone. So we have to make sure that we give them the tools necessary in order to achieve. When I first got into education, I was very optimistic. I was very optimistic that I was giving back to the community that helped raise me, giving back to building a stronger community than it was when I grew up in the 70s and the 80s. I still have that optimism today. I have the same thoughts, the same feelings, the same passion, the same desire to help build a better society. My charge is I want the powers that be, the legislators, the governors, the policymakers, to have that same compassion, that same passion, that same drive to help build our educational system. I'm tired of false promises. I'm tired of hearing that, what we're going to do and how much money we're going to put into education, and then when it's time for the budget, education is the first thing to be cut. And then we struggle with providing services, we struggle with providing tools and things for students, to be able to be successful. But we want the same results. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to our students. It's not fair to our parents. It's not fair to our communities. But I believe that we're going to change this thing we call education around. Yesteryear, classroom is a thing of the past. We need to look outside the box, think outside the box, and change our educational system to meet the needs of the learners that we have right now. The classes look different than when you and I were in school. Schools are different. Money is different. Funding is different. A lot of things are different, but we need to get out there. We need to vote. We need to put people in office who are going to understand the importance of what we do as educators. So in closing, I really understand that our babies, our children, our future leaders deserve nothing but the best from us. And it is our job as the protectors, our job as the builders, our job as the teachers and educators to assure that we provide them with all the tools necessary for them to be successful. So my charge is not over. It's not over. My fight is not over. I will from coaching football to being a principal to hopefully sitting in the superintendent's office one day. I will always fight for quality education for our students. So here at Lincoln Charter School, I am devoted. My staff is devoted. Our teachers are devoted. Our parents are devoted to making sure that we provide a world-class quality education for all students because they deserve a chance. Without skills, where are they going to be? What are they going to do? How are they going to feed themselves and clothe themselves and take care of their families if we don't give them the tools necessary to be successful? So I'm in it to win it. I employ a staff that's in it to win it. I thank you and your organization, Ms. Clark, for giving me this opportunity to express my thoughts, express my feelings, and most of all, express my passion for what I do, and that's being an educator. So when I say I believe, I want everyone to believe that all children can learn, just not on the same day, not in the same way, and not at the same time. But we have to believe that all children can learn and do what we can do to make them successful.